Welcome to the Scottish Rite Journal podcast, an audio presentation of the Scottish Rite Journal, brought to you by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the world. This message brought to you from our Sovereign Grand Commander, Jim Cole, 33rd degree, is called Tidal Gifts and comes from the September-October 2021 issue of the Scottish Rite Journal.
Hello, Jim Cole here, Sovereign Grand Commander, and I am here to read to you an article from the September-October 2021 Scottish Rite Journal. Remember that the last several years of articles are available in digital format on the website of Scottish Rite. This article is entitled Tidal Gifts. Just another day at the beach. As I raised my eyes from my book and looked over the waves, I noticed a young man fighting the surf with the water well above his waist. I was shocked to realize that earlier in the day, my 4-year-old grandson had stood in the exact same place, jumping waves that were barely above his ankles. It is said the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours. I have heard those words for many years, and as I reflect on watching the tide, it occurs to me that we can learn much by observing this natural phenomenon. The incoming high tides pound loudly on the shore and bring with them many little treasures. In addition to seashells, they sometimes deposit pieces of driftwood, clumps of seaweed, litter from man's thoughtless trashing of our beautiful oceans, and much more. I noticed that as the tide recedes, people young and old descend on the edge of the water to search for exemplary seashells, carefully avoiding the litter. They at times excitedly tote away prized pieces of driftwood, perhaps to add to their collections. It struck me that normally the most enthusiastic of these human scavengers were the very young and the much older. Those in between seemed to either jog quickly past or walk hurriedly along, absorbed in their ever-present cell phones and much too busy for such trifling matters as finding treasure swept in by the ocean. In Freemasonry, our teachings frequently revolve around the 3 stages of human life: youth, manhood, and old age. From my observations at the shore, it seems that young minds have the freedom to allow the smallest of nature's things to excite their attentions. During my week of vacation, my grandchildren often ran up to me proudly to show me tiny shells. Some were whole, some mere fragments, but each was an exciting treasure to them. Older adults seemed to walk quietly along, content to pick up and then reject, upon careful examination, all but the most perfect, or at least unique. Perhaps their experience allowed them to be more selective, but their enthusiasm upon finding a treasure rivaled that of the youngsters. Both the youngest and the older were willing to look at what the tide had brought and enjoy the blessings that had sprung from the sea. As I look at our world, we have been pounded by some high tides of late. Yet we should pause and allow ourselves to be open to the possibility that even the fiercest of storm tides and the harshest of waves may bring blessings to our shore. Yes, we have stayed home more with our families. Was that so bad? We have been able to sit and stand apart, to wear masks, and to accept medicine, all for the sake of caring for others. Is that a bad example to set for the younger generations? With every high tide, our Supreme Architect deposits gifts, some of a mineral or metallic substance, some of social or emotional importance. If we could only pause from our hustle and bustle and use either the exuberance of youth or the experienced calm of an older age to search our shore, we might just realize what precious gifts have arrived.
If you would like to hear more of the Grand Commander's message from the Scottish Rite Journal, like, share, and please leave a comment.